All right, welcome, Jerome.
Good morning, Maggie.
All right, a lot of things that happen inside the game, also.
Exactly.
Salon don't set record back. We get two big results inside a single day: 91 1 and 95-0.
And a Guinness record.
Yeah, the news are all over now. BBC, Goal.com, different news from the Daily Mail. They talk about this match we play we FA for investigate, and the FA though release a statement say that they set up an investigation panel for looking to the issue. Outcomes one green team for score 95, and one of the most funny the funny thing is one of the team be the lead 2-0, where they say the other team don't score plenty goal na corner. The one at Kenema. Now
Hmm.
inside 45 minutes, second half, now they score 93 more goals for get 95. Jero.
Well, yeah, this is interesting, Maggie, because that make can be asked. I say, how does that make sense? Wait, this is second half now, 45 minutes. How many goals they score per every minute, ratio wise? So all I need for investigator.
Yeah, so the statement here say the Sierra Leone Football Association has announced that an investigation will be carried out into two matches that ended with 95-0 and 91-1 scorelines. A remarkable all of 187 goals was recorded across 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 a couple of second tier fixture involving derby dates for Kenema based Kaunla Rangers and Kono outfit Golf Leopard Golf FC. They crushed um they crushed Lumbebu United and Kokwima Lebanon respectively, but some serious questions are being asked of those involved, given that the games in questions were 2-0 and 7-1 respectively at halftime, with the final outcomes having now been annulled. Yeah, just imagine, Jerome, the games them now be 7-1 at Kono, and
Uh-huh.
this Kaula them be the lead by 2-0 first half. At halftime, after halftime, game change just for see a result when at 91-1 and 95-0. We don't bring a big question mark, and the news is all over the world now. Sierra Leone making the headline for the wrong reasons. The SLFA are aware of serious match manipulations concern, leaving them with little choice but to delve deeper into proceedings. Organization President Thomas Daddy Bremer has told the BBC Sport Africa, "We can't stand by and see an embarrassing situation like this go unpunished. We are going to launch an immediate investigation and bring to book all those responsible for the mediocrity. All those found guilty will be dealt with in accordance with the SLFA laws, and will also be handed over to the country's anti-corruption commission." What have involved had to say, Kaola Rangers chief executive Eric Keitel has condemned the actions of their opponents, saying on social media, "I want to start by apologizing to the football fans in the country and the world at large for the odd match result of my club, Kaola Rangers. I want to state firmly that I strongly condemn such unsportsmanlike behavior displayed by my team and the other teams involved." So Jerome, now the situation down there now, and we see the Eastern Region Football Association also do issue out a press statement, say they don't suspend the teams then were involved. They suspend them indefinitely. So what in you make up of this whole situation, the kind of message where they send to the world about with football system na salon. Remember today they don't mention 15 people and per match fixing scandal at the end of the day. Few of those
Mm-hmm.
people come out clean, and the others up to now they don't tell you what in the investigation say about them at the end. And now this door appear as well enough. You say it go dey ring bell. We where we they play against other teams and now that even with national team they buy game.
Yes, first of all, Magila Gupa, when the SLF say they go take them to anti-corruption, there's no need for the anti-corruption kind side this na their investigation, this na their department, this nobody not extra, not need for kind side, na then for take the decisions then. And this they really they put we football way name at a peak whereas like people they wonder even outside they wonder how we football state they gonna salon and situation like this happen it's definitely match fixing either the two teams they're gonna agree say una just give the results no more 95 let's say put no more and then with the go now this is so amount because one win and stuff like this not right you know right it not a send message out me I not believe say then score 90 goal and score 95 if you check the minutes per how they score goals when they score they need to get that ball they run counter for can cross so how many seconds did they take for score every goals now any more no so there's a lot of question going around we be say the SLFA need for ask this investigation now then your investigation now then need for take the decision there's no reason for no extra person come they need for suspend the team like when they say suspend and maybe for a longer time the player they would they only for be punished as well. Hello. My guy, I don't hear you. I think you're mute.
Yeah, so it's has to do with the fans, even the match officials. People they ask question
Yep.
because as a match
Even the
official,
referees
as a
them.
referee, who say you they post it score 95. For say you know be the blow for let the game restart after any goal. The team then not be they
Exactly.
celebrate in just 45 minutes. One team scored 93 goals.
Exactly. Just 45 minutes. No, 45 minutes. 9-1 team. They go score and 93 goals. So that means nobody not be there inside the field. Nobody. They just take the ball on a kick and kick it every day. When they kick, they say one ball to the other player. The player kick, he go inside goal. So the official they only for the question.
All right, continue for stay with we. We will bring you more news on that as also we just they talk about this morning now. Yeah, you say the FA Secretary General and one journalist don't get log ahead. Now the FA who say first the journalist come up with in complaint say the secretary attack him and then get some verbal argument and all. And later we see the FA issue out a press statement say the journalists actually go attack the security guard where they show picture of the security guard in arm this side the bleed and the question people ask how an unarmed journalist they attack a security guard were placed for security people and now people they look at the issues in different way.
Me this year so it make a laugh because you just not say a security guard and then the unarmed journalist. The security guard now for the day for secure everybody at the place. Now for the day for protect. So how unarmed journalists? That's a good question. How unarmed journalists go na your place who say the secure? Who say you na you for protect only one the way they day? Na your own job down there. They go hurt you. The way we state they go, whereas football everywhere, it really need for we fix everything need for we fix. the journalists, the journalists them, and the SLFA and the people, the fans, they all need to be connected. And the bridge now the journalists need for build and between them. So there's a lot going on that needs to be fixed, including this to that happen. This 95 one. Me not talk about ourselves themselves.
Yeah, a lot of things then they happen now with salon football. Me I still got question. Somebody they ask question. He say, I feel saying a penalty, or even if not penalty.
Even if a
How
penalty, they
many
get forget the ball
penalty
from
you go score
inside
in
the
the moment
goal.
the player then go for celebrate and come back to the
Okay,
center circle for start for letting the referee blow for restart. They get for blowing whistle.
okay,
That team get for bang bang first before the other person take the ball. Hmm?
okay. Okay, even
Oh,
if not about penalty, then kick that goalie, they will count and back now the center of the field. The game no go penalty. Now play the gameplay. They get for count the ball now the center of the field. It takes seconds for them to count them, and then they cross, and then they try for go score back.
yeah. In fact, if one of the sport they will get lots of scores when a cricket, people are not going to score that kind runs there in cricket just within 45 minutes. It takes time, you know. But it's Sierra Leone and we move on. All right, hello, we cut out to we showed today when had the fans on side. We dey talk about the transfer and all stuff what they happen now Europe. Jerome, what's the latest with the European news then?
For now, Manchester United, the first signing what Manchester United don't do, we make Manchester United fans the gladdy all over the place. Then finally don't sign somebody. They don't care. They don't be care against the other than sign, but they don't finally sign somebody. We're not Malaysia, and then for they go to team by team. For right now, as also Ericsson in deal that they must announce this week, as well as Manchester United they try for fast track the Lisandro Martinez deal from Ajax, and Arsenal are still interested. They're still in the race. They I see today they prepare their own bid back for match Manchester United for go match Manchester United for the same player. Keep in mind the player we Arsenal the battle for now a versatility player where they play centre back, they play CDM, they play left back. So this player now player where you can use any side now utility player. Any side you put him at the midfield, defensive midfield, they play the correct one. You put him at the now the center back, they play the. You put him left back, they play the. And now a huge player for Argentina. And during the Copa America, who they win He play CDM, he play CDM I think twice, and they play center back. And then there's a 1 point where they put him back as a left back for the play the. So if Arsenal and United the battle for him, a starting player, and then as well as a player, logo to Arsenal. Arsenal still in the race for Rafinha. The Rafinha deal still not done it. Rafinha still not. Leeds and Chelsea they don't agree for the fee, but it is up to the player wey na him for making decision. And Rafinha wan go Barcelona and wan go Chelsea. But if Barcelona no carry dem bid till later in like August because Leeds need the money, they wan build dem team. As of now, wey dem don sign one of the US defensive midfielder wey na Tyler Adams from RB Leipzig. Leeds wan build dem team. So there are money. So if Rafinha no agree quick, Leeds not get for accept Barcelona again because Barcelona then they wait for the Dijon money. They wait for money. They need a lot of money. That's for Arsenal and Chelsea between them.
Okay, Jerome, I come to you back before we go further, but now listen to this transfer talk from Talk Sport as they be trying
Hmm.
for break down how the transfer business they go.
Richarlison done and dusted just as we came on air this morning. We know that. But I think Spurs and Everton both involved in the race for another footballer this lunchtime, and he is Jesse Lingard. Am I right?
Yeah, good afternoon, Jim. There's certain players that we seem to talk about day in, day out in this transfer window. Frankie de Jong, Manchester United is one. Jesse Lingard rapidly becoming another. Officially, today is the first day that he becomes a free agent. His Manchester United contract expired yesterday. They've already said their farewells. We know that he isn't to be offered a new deal at Old Trafford. And he's quite a sought-after player as a free agent. West Ham, very keen. Everton, as you've mentioned as well, keeping tabs on his situation. And Tottenham, who've been just about the busiest club in the Premier League in this transfer window so far. I would suggest the latter of those is unlikely. In fact, I've been told this morning that West Ham remains Jesse Lingard's priority. He had a fantastic loan spell under David Moyes. Would like to go back there. But it comes back to the point that we made a week or so ago. The wage demands of Jesse Lingard in excess of £150,000 a week. So which of those clubs is in the best place to give him what he wants? What I can tell you is that David Moyes, having pulled out of the race for Arnaut Danjuma, we spoke about that one yesterday at Villarreal, he too is very keen on a reunion with Jesse Lingard. So West Ham looks the most likely, but it might come down to wage demands.
I mean, should we be surprised, Danny, that Lingard is demanding a wage of 150 a week or in that region?
He can demand what he wants. He can demand 250 grand a week if he wants. If someone's not going to pay it, though, you have to be careful when you're in that situation, because he's not in that bracket of top class. We have to have him. We want him in no matter what. He's that sort of next bracket or two down. You think, well, yeah, he's a good player. He'll probably make our squad better. But are we prepared to break the bank for that when we can probably get similar sort of standard for half the cost of that? There might be a transfer fee involved, admittedly, within that, but maybe for somebody younger.
So he's no longer a special talent.
I don't.
He once looked.
No, I don't think he is. He had a good spell at West Ham, but he's not been in around the United side for some time. So I think you look at it and go, he's got to be careful that he doesn't price himself out of the market, because he could end up in that situation where West Ham go, well, no, we're out. Everton go, we're out. Spurs go, we're out. Then where does he go?
And then what?
It's an interesting one, because Danny's right. But it's interesting, Alex. Do you think that West Ham would have paid, say, £10 million for him last summer if United were prepared to sell him or Lingard was prepared to have gone? Do you think West Ham would have paid that?
I think they probably would, Simon.
And then they'd have had to pay him 100 grand a week, 120 grand a week. They'd have suffered depreciation of £2.5 million a year. So what Jesse Lingard's doing is saying, the fact you didn't have to pay any money from me, I can find landing in my salary. And West Ham would be in the exact same position. But the challenge is that West Ham then set a precedent on wages. And they already had that big thing with Kurt Zuma last year about 130 grand being something they didn't want to go near. And then it has a knock-on effect to the rest of the squad, doesn't it, Alex?
Yeah, and it's a similar situation up at Newcastle as well. They looked at Jesse Lingard earlier in the window. My understanding is their interest has cooled significantly because of those wage demands, because one of the big things that Eddie Howe doesn't want to do is smash the pay structure and therefore cause disharmony in the dressing room. It's a really difficult balancing act, and there's a lot of free agents on the market who will be all, as you say, Simon, hoping to get maximum value because there's no transfer fee involved.
Something tells me, Alex, he'll land at West Ham. What about Raheem Sterling this Friday lunchtime? Is he about to land at Chelsea?
Yeah, I think he's on his way to London as well, Jim. Not done yet, but I think we're getting there when it comes to Raheem Sterling. £55 million is the fee that's been mentioned to me. Manchester City willing, I think, to let Sterling go. He is in the final year of his contract, so he could be in a Jesse Lingard situation next summer, although that would appear unlikely. I think this is a smart bit of business by Chelsea. It's being led directly, I'm told, by Todd Bowley. I think it's a significant statement of intent from the new owner. Of course, he's taking on these transfer negotiations. And for Raheem Sterling, some people may say, and I know Trevor Sinclair is of this opinion, why would you leave Manchester City? Why would you leave Pep Guardiola? Why would you leave the champions? Because he wants guaranteed minutes. And there's so much competition for places at Manchester City. There's that World Cup coming up at the end of the year. I think Sterling is a shoe-in to start for Gareth Southgate anyway, but he wants to go somewhere where he's going to be the main
Trevor
man.
Sinclair, can tell you, Alex, came out of studio this morning after being in breakfast and was asking those very questions, and all of us, to a man, to a woman, ignored him Danny, what do you think? Sterling to Chelsea. To Sinclair, of course, anybody that doesn't go near Manchester City or doesn't want to be part of Manchester City any longer, Trevor breaks down. But Raheem to Chelsea.
I think
it's
a fabulous signing for Chelsea. I think he goes straight into their starting 11 and plays in that, because they're Havertz plays as the false 9. In and around that, it's a little bit bitty for them. You're not quite sure. Is it Werner? Is it Doy? Is it who? Don't quite know who plays in those positions. Is it Pulisic at times?
I forgot about Hudson-Odoi.
They do you know what I mean? They chop and change all the time. So I think Sterling goes in there with experience, with a fantastic record, and he's going to play. Simple as that. He was not marginalised. I said at the start of last season that I think he would play 30-odd games, and he played about that. But he was, some of the big games he didn't play in. He was marginalised at times, and he's probably thinking, like, I'm 27, prime of my career. Man City aren't going to offer me another 4 or 5 year deal.
Sure.
But Chelsea will. I'll be playing Champions League football.
Yeah.
I'll be playing, you're never a guaranteed starter, but if I'm in form, I'm a guaranteed starter.
Makes sense for him and Chelsea.
And Manchester City going, well, we've got enough quality in those areas that we can afford to let him go.
I would agree with you. What about Nathan Ake? We're right this lunchtime, Alex. Do Manchester City really want 50 million for him?
Yeah, they want big money, Jim. Nathan Ake, another player who's been involved in these discussions that Chelsea have been having with Manchester City. I think he's been told that if the money is right and he wants to seek a new challenge, then Pep Guardiola won't stand in the way of someone who is no more than the squad player with the champions. But they want significant money back. They paid £40 million to sign him from Bournemouth, as we remember. Simon Jordan wasn't convinced by that transfer. Hasn't worked out as well as I thought. But it will take a big offer in the region of £50 million in order for Manchester City to facilitate that move back to Stamford Bridge. Remember, that's where Nathan Ake began his Premier League career. I think at this stage, as we sit here on Friday lunchtime, Matthias de Ligt looks a more likely arrival at Stamford Bridge. He's keen to link up with Thomas Tuchel, and obviously they need reinforcements to the heart of their defence, having lost both Rudiger and Christensen, who's still waiting to be registered as a Barcelona player because, of course, they've got all kinds of financial problems over in Spain.
Yeah. The lad who I heard was going to go to Lyon suddenly rerouted it to Manchester United. Malacia. Where are we at with this lunchtime?
Yeah, intriguing twist in this one. Manchester United seem relaxed. They're still pretty confident the deal will be done. They've agreed a £13 million fee with Feyenoord, hijacking that move to Lyon for the left-back Tyrell Malacia. It looks like he will probably end up being the first signing of the Ten Hag era, just because Frankie de Jong continues to drag on. Although I reiterate, I've said it every day, that will happen. Be patient, Manchester United fans. But there's some kind of dispute, and maybe Simon's got a view on this, when it comes to representation with Malacia. He's actually affiliated to the same agent who is working on the de Jong deal, but he's now decided by all accounts that he wants his dad to handle his financial affairs. That's quite commonplace in England, by the way. I think Declan Rice is a family member doing his agency work. So too does Raheem Sterling. I know some established agents are quite worried.
Signed a contract,
exactly, Danny. If he's contractually obligated to an agent,
and generally they're 2-year deals, and even if the deal's been agreed, even if he walks away now, his old agent will still have to be paid for that, because they're the one that initiated the deal.
Yeah. I think you're right, and that's why Manchester United believe that it won't hamper their attempts.
An agent going unpaid, Simon?
No, of course not.
But that's the way it works, Simon, isn't it? You know, if you're my agent and you've introduced me to a club and I go, actually, I'm going to sack you tomorrow, I'm going to use somebody else, you still get paid for that deal.
I mean,
contracted to them.
Yes, you would be. If your contractual arrangement expired and you moved to the next club, you wouldn't get that deal because ultimately the agent would have been out of contract. But by definition, you know, the agent, if he wants to come out of his contract with an agent, he's going to have to pay to come out of his contract.
Yeah. Oh, thank goodness for that. Can't have the agent not getting paid. And Wan-Bissaka, are we getting news this lunchtime on him?
Yeah, a little bit of news, Jim. I think Wan-Bissaka is one of those players that Erik ten Hag can't necessarily guarantee a place in his first team next season. He had a really poor year, you have to say, last season. He wasn't the only Manchester United player that struggled, but he's committed. He wants to stay and fight for his place in the revolution. I think he returned for pre-season training early. He's been training throughout the summer to get himself up to speed, and he wants to prove to Erik ten Hag that he does have a future at Manchester United. I don't really know where he goes if he doesn't, because they spent big money. United, if they sold him, they're not going to get back what they paid Simon's old club, Crystal Palace. He's on decent wages as well, so they will probably have to supplement them. So maybe it suits both parties. They try and find a role for Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and I think you have to give him credit that he wants to stay and fight for his place.
Oh, right. Okay. Did you ever come back for pre-season training early, Danny?
I never stopped, to be honest. I had 3 or 4 days off and then just kept training all through the summer. Go back.
That's exactly what I would have done.
It's such an easy model. Go back, because the first 3 or 4 days of pre-season, all the coaching, especially if they're new coaches, new people coming in, they're going, oh, he looks fit, he looks good. And instantly, it puts you 2 or 3 places up the pecking order.
Yes.
It's really not difficult.
Good sense. I saw you shaking your head at Wan-Bissaka. Might find out why in a second. We're back shortly.
Jim White and
All right,
Simon Jordan.
Jeremy, that was a very long one. Pretty much analysis about the whole transfer issue around, and we see a couple of those transfer already don't go on, and Chelsea get a couple of players linked to them, including the late Sterling, and even the Cristiano Ronaldo saga, as we they understand. Say Ronaldo, they try to force his way out of Old Trafford, and but without the transfer, they go, and also Chelsea, they look for snap up Rafinha. Another deal where get complicated as Arsenal, Barcelona, they show interest for the player as well.
Yep. As of yesterday, they try for offload while they bring a player in. So the Moroccan, what's his name himself? This Moroccan, Ziyech. Ziyech is being linked to AC Milan. AC Milan one time. So they said they try for offload. Rafinha, I think he's going to Chelsea because Leeds United need the money. They want the money quick one, because the money they want to build a team. They want to make a team. They want to start something like a young team. So that's what I think. And Barcelona, they slow for paying any money. Barcelona, they slow. The likes of Arsenal as well. They try to get and target them. If they don't get Martinez, they get other options. Then when they don't put in place, then only the match with Manchester United 2-2. So then fans go say yes, at least when I try. When I go 2-2 with Manchester United, but like they know say, even the Arsenal fans, they know say regardless, they're not gonna forget the player. The player not go choose not go left in old coach. They go play with Arsenal. We be say it was the coach. So Jesse Lingard, your issue.
Jerome, you make that statement genuinely, or because you're a Manchester fan?
No, I make it genuinely because a lot of Arsenal fans that I don't talk to, they say I'm more someone they can make now on social media, but they don't say they get for lost the player. We cancel for lost the player. They get for lost her because Ajax 150 million, and now we get for put the ISB back. And even if we not put the ISB, the player get for choose we over there. And rather play with informal and they go play with Atata. So so now I said maybe I make. I don't know if Arsenal fans they feel bad. I don't feel bad. But anyways, for Jesse Lingard, the money we want, as you hear no more, the money we want, even West Ham don't tell and say they need pay that money. They don't already offer. They don't get say take it or they don't get take it or leave the contract. So any for this side. And I believe say get loads of offers then where they want to pay them. But they don't want to pay 150. Because if you look back, he not played that full well last season. Last season, in not even yet game time. So for selling self. So I want let somebody go pay you 150, whether they pay you United just for Sidon, and then the person not see it, waiting, maybe West Ham trusting them, but they don't break the wage structure they get. So I think say like which is the best option we get. Knife or take him and then you play football for come back alive, because as of from last season to now in career be the good down like really and I be feel sorry for him because we don't want to sell him, we want good, they not agree for selling, they life and then they keep an at the team, and then even January we want go, they not agree for selling because they need sign player, they're not good for sign player, so I made them keep him. So that's really tough. Raheem Sterling. to Chelsea. Yeah, I see that delay for Apple because I'm telling you in one game time. As for Liverpool, they don't sign the Liverpool land on left end. They don't sign one striker, and then they show quite a little bit, but they're close to for sign that player from Fulham. That was what's his name, Cavallo
They don't
from
sign
Fulham.
him.
They
They
don't
already
sign him.
don't
Okay, they
sign
don't
him.
announce her. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm for replace Manny. So that's what they're doing. But Liverpool are kind of quiet right now. So Tottenham,
But
they're
the
loud
best
though.
deal for Liverpool is like trying to keep Salah because it's not like getting new player all the time. They solve the problem. If the
Yeah,
team is
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
uh, keeping
For
your
the
main
wait for
player is more
Kando,
important.
for the wage for Kando, I made them let go of money. So that way they go will use that wage day for pay Salah. So at least they're not gonna break on. I made them let go of money. But the lack of Tottenham right now, they're hustling on the market. They're really doing a good job. They bring on players. They mean, I'll not be expecting for signing a striker where they already don't get striker. We be say we prolifics, and then they add Sudande, and they're about to sign a center back, and they also look for a right back. We be say now we and they for go to with that right back day, but the attention on the for that right back day. They want fix first, the main outside them for fix, and that's the thing I like about Antonio Conte. When he go na your team, they tell you the player the way he wants, and he want them player instantly before preseason, and they're really doing a good job for getting player than they for mainly they keep player than they before the season starts, before
So you
preseason
say
starts.
the addition of Richarlison now go be influential for Spurs getting the former Everton man to the side.
I Well, I think sports already don't be like established. They just add no more that former Everton mandate for make a more winning. Then director of football, now a really good director of football. He used for them at Juventus. Now a really good guy, and he well focused, and also the coach well focused. The coach clearly tell them like do what you want. Antonio Conte, you don't care about it if he breaching contract. You know what you want at the end of the season, they left. So now all what they do now is all about keeping the coach happy. Because now the only if you look now outside, now the only good coach right now we available. If they let them go, team that they take are quick.
Okay, so the other one yesterday now that Kevin Phillips finally don't join Manchester City, and we see, you know, well, plenty people they look at him say go be the likely replacement for is it Fernandino?
Yeah, Fernandino.
Yeah, well, the
Fernandino.
Brazilian way dog return home because a feel like homesick and want to go play football back in Brazil, so he decided for return
Mm-hmm.
home and he announced his retirement before the season the end, and we see he get for making exit. And now Kevin Phillips don't come in from Leeds United. What do you think about that addition there to the City midfield? And as we see City play a couple of matches last season without even a midfield six.
And a striker.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maggie, this City team, yeah, so not a team, not a first team. If you see how the team built, Maggie, this team young, this team, then Bill Pep Guardiola don't really try. He built the team for the future. They not only don't add Kelvin Phillips, then also they can add Matt Cucurella. When for me, as everybody know me, from where he come, we come on and Gatafi. He can Brighton. I talk and say now Brighton, Nanga for be the best player this season, and he played fully this season. Now a well proper centre back, and I center back could get experience, and then also they can add them now the team. So City, like you look at the defense, maybe the center back, yeah, but I believe so they get for upgrade that in the future going forward. And then in midfield is settled. Then get Rodri, then get Calvin Phillips. Calvin Phillips not need for play hold the midfielder. They can play forward, and then what they play. They get team, Maggie. This team, none of the hardest team they right now. I don't think Liverpool they get for compete with them. Their goal now just like PSG for let them win the Champions League now. That's what they want. Just like PSG, Denmark they don't go now for let them win the Champions League.
Okay. So the big news today that finally Pochettino don't left PSG where they not put sack, but we know say now the club backs them out, and
Mm-hmm.
PSG don't appoint a new manager. And in all this they do them because of the one for win Champions League. Because all of the managers the way they don't fire or replace the manager they will win the French Cup, they
Yeah.
win the French League One. But when it comes to the Champions League, they are unsuccessful. So changing managers, about 4 managers in less than 3 years. What do you think about Pochettino in exit? And now I think most of the teams they look for coach, they don't settle a bit, including Manchester United. They don't get 10. And you think say Poch will come into the limelight very soon, or we'll see another dugout very soon?
Um. First of all, PSG, if there's still a change manager for Champions League, they're not going for winner. Because when you look PSG, there's more player powers now PSG than the manager. The player there, they get seen more than the manager who did the bring in. If you look at the managers, the way PSG don't sack, where did they go now? Other club? They win the Champions League, then they play proper because they get the backing of the club. Look at Carlo Ancelotti. They go out and make a name. Look at Thomas Tuchel, Emery, and all that. As you say no more, there's no team right now, big team right now, we available for pick 'em up. Juventus get for need manager like in the next 2 years or 1 year. You go wait. Inter Milan they get for need manager. Milan they will likely sack Inzaghi, but Inzaghi they do really well for them. And as of now, again for go take a break. You need for go take a break. The job will be one to United. The PSG not sack and quit. PSG all are up because they want money. And Manchester United, Ten and free. They pay and less money than which they go pay PSG for them get Pochettino. So they take that out there. Back another year, you're on mute.
Yeah, the new manager now for PSG now Christophe Galtier, where they don't appoint. But another news are that Divock Origi don't join AC Milan on a free transfer from Liverpool. We know the super sub for Liverpool finally don't exit the Anfield, and now don't make it way to AC Milan. Usai, I think say probably will get maybe playing time than rather staying on the bench and coming just like. But now play away Alec personally because he always the prove for build I be. No matter what time they bring him in, he always make an impact in the match. So Origi don't join AC Milan, they don't left Liverpool after several years, and I think they're one of the loyal players them to the Reds where he represent them well actually.
Yep. Now he win the Champions League. Now he win them the Premier League within Super Sub.
Yeah. So going through the transfer, we see a lot of spending on going. We'll go come to Manchester, the agreement with the Danish midfielder where na Christensen, but now we look for in the spending so far. Manchester City they lead after we sign. Arsenal be there on top, but after we then complete Kevin Phillips in deal yesterday. Manchester City don't spend about 109 million euros. Arsenal they second with 97 million euros. Tottenham 87 million. Liverpool 86 so far, 9 and don't spend 86 million. Real Madrid just don't spend 80 million euros, and Paris Saint-Germain for now don't spend only 79 million euros, and Newcastle United 66 million euros, and Leeds United as well don't spend about 58 million euros. Borussia Dortmund don't spend about 55 million euros so far. Now the transfer. and Aston Villa 54 million euros. So these are the big money spenders. Them I see Manchester they come up small, but then just spend about 15 million, 13 million plus adds on. So what do you think about the spending where it don't happen so far and how things on the go now the transfer?
For me, the best spender at that list day now Tottenham and Real Madrid. Real Madrid that they spend for let them build for the future, and they're really doing it. They are really doing it. They really spend for let them build for the future. It's just lucky enough that they're not getting Mbappe just for a reason. But whenever they try for getting Mbappe, they're not focused by Ireland. So now maybe they lost Ireland. But they are, and then Spurs as well. Then the player they won't Spurs sign, now a player will fit the way how country they play, will fit the way how country they can play. Like Lenglet, when they sign from Barca, now a good player, we good for the back three. So I think say Spurs they spend money wise. The Arsenal they spend money because they want build like a young team. They want build like connecting, but that connecting what they want build now mostly Brazil because the football director are Brazilian. So now Brazil team that they can make they don't turn to
Yeah,
Wolves
but
now.
Arsenal get a
Wolves they beat
culture.
Portugal teams that are
They tell them get Wenger and culture now be France. And we get a lot of French players. Now we
yeah,
see
no,
Ateta
na
don't build up
Brazil.
this Brazilian connection.
Now Brazil. If you say Brazil a winner, if you say the Brazilian player they win sign, they can't win for any
But
cup.
una self una own team
So that makes
Manchester
me some
na so
Brazilian.
so Dutch player they on the back. All right. Now listen to this.
It's Gabi here. Looking forward to play in front of you guys here. Let's go.
All right. That's not the big man yesterday after where they be officially unveil them. Now the Emirates, come up from the
Let me
Etihad
ask
now.
you a question,
I
yeah,
don't know
Maggie.
London boy.
Let me ask you a question. This is not a question where they go up, and it's not for all Arsenal fans. Then you spend 50 million for Gabriel Jesus. Between Gabriel Jesus and Richarlison, who that you think say if you don't spend that money per better?
I don't go to answer or
Think
pass
about
a
it.
snap. If I snap people then at the comment section where they answer you. Yeah.
If
but Gabi not play much game like compared to Richarlison. Gabi was like this super sub as well for Man City, and he may come from the bench. Probably from the bench, they score up to 14 goals a season. Hopefully, if you get the playing time where Richarlison they get, maybe he go score more than that. Because the more game time you get, the more you express your ability. So no one for blame Gabi that much. Let we watch and see how the season will look for the Gunners. We see them get the man from Portugal, the midfielder, and adding Gabi, and also they look forward for bringing one or two players more. I feel say the Gunners they are in for business this time because they keep quiet now the transfer, but they look here pass United self win at the FC happy up.
for me, my opinion, they for don't spend that money per Richarlison because if you look at all two, Richarlison go take in place in a Brazil team. Richarlison I need to start over Ian Firmino right now.
Yeah, because he wasn't
Even though
starting.
even
Because
though people they
Fabino
not like
and
him,
Gabi no be they get game time. Not only like una salon team where they pick the player them by other popular on social media. In big teams like Brazil, they pick player where they play. Why if you say they pick Fred? Because Fred they get game time.
you're right. But me, I still for prefer Richarlison over Jesus. Jesus get the technicality, but me, I think Richarlison good passer up front, pointed nine for them play number 9. Richarlison good passer. Una they tell me back.
All right, Jerome, let Gunners, let's take break and we'll come back and continue the discussion. Plenty thing there for talk about. Tell me in the comment section who's team they support and who's if you say your team go end the season and who that are the signing where your team don't do where you don't impress with so far. Make we discuss, let we all discuss. This show now fans then get them, but unfortunately the fan who I invite to the neighbor for make her up. So by next week we will get somebody now. We will represent if you're not any fan of European teams. even with local clubs, them you want for be part of the show, tell we will invite you and give you the link for join we. But Jerumla, we take a break, and when we come back, we will keep on talking more. It's the Fans on Side show, and we bring you all the best in football. All right, welcome back. I know see then at the comment section they laugh because Arsenal is signed. I know I'm happy that Arsenal is signed. This is because one post in last season, me and you make plaba plenty time where you always if you say Arsenal poor, they don't get money, and that made they underperform. But this year, you don't get no escape route. You don't sign players then. You don't sign top-notch players. And also, Kali F. Koma, I say I'm a fan of Barcelona. Yes, I'm so straight off to Barca. We see Barca don't get the man Kessie, and then do 2 free transfers yesterday Barcelona. See Barca the first poverty as well. Yeah, so what do you think about that? Because looking at the deal where people they look at, where that of the man himself, the man where don't make so much controversy in the transfer window this season, where the young and now getting Kessie, you think say that go give the free will for the Barca let the young go, even though we Barca the president don't say the man not for sell, the man want for stay na Camp Nou.
When Barca the president make that statement, I laugh. Because now so Borussia Dortmund the CEO Babi they make that same statement. The same how they negotiate for get the money because you need the money for what sign Lewandowski. It depends on how much they pay and Kessie. If they pay Kessie huge wage, then somebody get for left. Because they want pay Ousmane Dembele as well. They want keep him. And Ousmane Dembele wants the same kind of money with Jesse Lingard wants. Now I want. And Barcelona want to take pick.
Yeah, and Chelsea also going for Ousmane Dembele. The thing about Chelsea, I don't know it's not a problem, but they
don't get plan. I don't tell now. They don't get plan. So hijack na go so cancel. And so then this that I say that they wait for the De Jong deal. They watch and they see how the team they go. If team not go how Manchester United want, I'll let them go there. I'll let them go put bid. Let them go make bid. If they go make bid, then they go help Manchester United small. At least then go know how much money they go put. So they not get plan this season. They not get plan. Any side and team go now here they go. Now here they go. Now American man they run the team now. So if you understand, they're not sorry about sports, but football. Now basketball and sorry about. So any outside then follow. Now here you go. So Barcelona, this player they already don't sign. They signed two players, Christensen and Kessie. They all are free. They are big, as well as the big Lewandowski for them not sign with Bayern Munich contract it. Or they right now they don't play and for let English team not go for Lewandowski because I know say they pay beaucoup money if they go for her. So now they don't play. So now make Manchester United. Obviously they don't want striker or they want, but they don't want hot Barcelona because they want something from Barcelona. If Barcelona give them vision right now, then they go for Lewandowski. So Barcelona the game mode they play. The game of Barcelona they play with the Jong deal. They want Boku team for can bid for them. But the only team more interested right now is Manchester United. The game where they play, now for let other team come, they can make bid the one for us, so they will get Boku money for sign and target what they want.
All right. So the deal them they go through and we they see lots of
We've
difference.
got some quotes on the website. This is what Calvin Phillips has had to say. He said, "I am absolutely delighted to have joined Manchester City." He goes on to say, City have again proved to be the best team in the country with an amazing squad and a manager in Pep Guardiola who is rightly considered to be the finest in the world. To be able to play and his coaching staff, as well as be part of such a fantastic squad, is a prospect that I am incredibly excited about. He said City are a world-class club with world-class staff and facilities, and it's a dream come true to have joined the club. He goes on to say, now I can't wait to get started and to look to try and help the team to go on and achieve more success. So the breaking news this hour, Calvin Phillips has joined Manchester City on a 6-year deal. And we knew that he was pictured in Manchester a few days ago, and we thought he had been undergoing his medical. Of course, Pep Guardiola reportedly seeing Calvin Phillips as, I suppose, a replacement to Fernandinho, who left in the summer when his contract was up. But of course, he will face competition from Rodri to fill that defensive midfield role. So Calvin Phillips joining the likes of Erling Haaland, who have joined Manchester City this summer. Now he's going to play alongside the former Borussia Dortmund striker next season. So Calvin Phillips signing for Manchester City on a 6-year deal.
All right, that's it. You know, Jerome, not forget say they get Rodri as well, and they get forfeit for that position there. 6-year deal, and the man expressed one thing about players I don't understand though. Any team when they go say, "Why be small?" I be the admire.
now this new song how they don't get.
Yeah, everybody they try for building capacity. Sally Kone, they say I'm watching from Sierra Leone and I'm supporting Diamond Stars and Arsenal FC. We go take a few more and then we say bye bye. Let we just go now to the news of the day where now Cristiano Ronaldo, you know, and just when the other Manchester United players they return for the pre-season training, we get information say Ronaldo send message to the club say he want for take excuse because he gets family issue and not go able for the part of the starting of the preseason training. And even as of today, appear. So and rumor we don't come say he don't send him transfer request if they get any good option for him for deal and move out when the club accept. Jerome, what do you think about this development now in Manchester United camp? Although the club they say Ronaldo not for sale at all.
Maggie, this issue also all not the club, not the fault. Anything they happen, not the fault. They get the chance for sign a young striker. They not do it. Then focus on Frankie de Jong for 2 months. And as I say yesterday to somebody, if Manchester United not sign Frankie de Jong, Ronaldo they left because they don't feel they need for catch big name inside for convince Ronaldo. Naira are the key. So their own goal right now, they need to get Frankie de Jong. They don't take you can't take 2 months per one game deal. Say you miss all the players we forget. And then at the end of the day back, they tell you, no, we need to get her now this summer. We stay the other summer. You can't do that. Me now, Ronaldo issue. if Ronaldo one left, I think say it's a good idea or a good time for let the club left farm make it go. It dey na im peak now for retire. Let it go play for trophy, let it win trophy before he retire. Let the club focus on building the team. Let the club focus for build for the future. Now it's about start for build something, follow win title to man. And we're not longer for their long term. Whether we forcefully keep him or not, when in 2 years done, it will go. So it's best Ronaldo don't come. A kind of United will be young. Ronaldo don't make a name. Ronaldo don't try. He don't try for himself. He don't make name. There's nothing now who Ronaldo need for proof anymore. The club need for respect him, respect him in win name, and then give him the chance. Let it go win trophy before he retire. So then for let go and let we focus on rebuild. We need for rebuild this team here so.
So you think say now because of transfer or Ronaldo one go because he want play Champions League football for protecting brand them where they do advert for?
Maggie, regardless of Champions League transfer, no transfer, they still need for grant and wish. They forget and wish, let it go play, let it win trophy before it retire. We need for focus now for rebuild the team. Now we need for do that right now. We need for focus for rebuild the team. We can rebuild the team around 37-year-old. In order for take long. So we need for spend money now. Now extra money, that money that we don't take. They need for spend extra now for go buy striker now, and then they available.
Okay, Jerome, the news today now that Manchester don't officially unveil and they don't officially get the man winner trail. Malaysia, the player when signed from Feyenoord, the left back. A lot of questions they come about this player if he in signing really important, being that Manchester United still hold on to Luke Shaw, Alex Telles, and they even get Brandon Williams, where they all they play in that position there.
Liverpool get Robertson, Tsimikas, and get this other player. And then Man City, they get Zinchenko. Never mind the other one in a prison. But if you check, they get Cancelo. They can't sign Cucurella. So the question they ask, why make we get Malaysia will get Luke Shaw and Telles? Then it's a competition. We try for add. It's a competition. One person make, one person they can't add. So there's no reason let somebody go to worry about who side they can't play, who side they can't play. No. Now team with the build competition I want. Where social be they do that issue where they play Luke Shaw every game. Then they think say yes, I'm not the best man. Nobody may change me. So if I can play bad, if I know they play bad. But when somebody knows say where he play bad, then he play Sam, the person they play good now.
Okay. So Malaysia, this player is taught one country name. Become first Manchester United summer signing, and the left back joined in for £14.7 million deal from Feyenoord after attracting interest from Lyon. Erik ten Hag has heavily scouted the 22-year-old who shares an agency with Frankie de Jong. Malaysia fits the profile ten Hag wants at Old Trafford. And Jerome, the player don't come, you don't say, you know, from the perspective where other people can get that, it might start from the bench because you get two players with experience already. But according to what they say, this player now suits the manager and profile where they look for now Old Trafford, because this manager like free flow football, and this player and a player where they attack. But other people that they look at and say now other one Bissaka now comes. So what do you say about that?
First of all, Alex Telles they on sale. Now Alex Telles they sell. Now they sell. And teams that they want Alex Telles. This player and get for compete with Luke Shaw. Now a proper left back, now a good left back, Maggie. And if you go watch back, we then go now the where they play Europa, how you call it, the final with Roma. I think I think Roma. They play really well against Roma. They play really well. Now a center back with a bump up, like they overlap we need for overlap. We come back, they defend. Not to Wan-Bissaka, they part too much slide.
All right, Jerome the praise young player. So the player don't finally join on a team, and we hope say lawyer what he say in first interview.
And also Maggie, this now player we don't like social media business. So it's good for the team. Volume audio. I think it's on mute.
Okay, I think we'll again show the video playback from the way I shared earlier on. But the player they try to talk about the relationship with the manager and always can play na Manchester. All right, as we dey go with that deal day, let me just talk about the two people that Barcelona had, where Barcelona signed Chelsea defender Andreas Christensen and AC Milan midfielder Frank Kessie on free transfer. The two players joined yesterday, and we see then join on free as we talked earlier, and then two players go for go. You think so? That will bring any changes in the Barca, now the Xavi system or?
Not for Real Madrid. Real Madrid, they win the league back this season. Real Madrid, the way they build their team, I like how they build the future, and the future they play with the old one. They get more experience. So Real Madrid they for so Madrid and they for because Barcelona not get money. They still perfect money. They not get money. For more Messi go, I don't know if Messi take all the money with him.
Okay, that's now for Barcelona. Lots of transfer issues them they happen, and we go try for check and look as we see teams that like I tell you earlier, but the game style issue. But now we look at what in the paper say as they can round up. Dimitri was then at the comment section. He say Jerome praise you fit praise, but was not another flop. Jerome, Ia and Dimitrios, the first one are then Arsenal that they buy better player there.
Always everything. Now so that they be the praise Chamak today. Chamak go, no see nothing. They praise Giroud. It will make a big call list for her. Then praise Giroud. They high five and say we not see nothing. Before now Chelsea go win in best cup there.
Yeah, so inside the paper talk, Cristiano Ronaldo could team up with Lionel Messi at PSG after handing in a transfer request and telling Manchester United that he wants to leave before the end of the summer transfer window. In demand, Lisandro Martinez pleaded with Ajax to grant him his wish to move to the Premier League with Arsenal and Manchester United locked in a two-way scrap for his signature. Sevilla director of football Monchi has provided an update on the future of French defender Jules Koundé amid interest from Chelsea. He confirmed there is interest from England, but says Barcelona's Xavi is a fan. So Cristiano Ronaldo was pictured at the Portugal's national training ground in Lisbon. Ronaldo was seen driving a white Rolls Royce 4x4 as he arrived at the training ground. And Ajax star Lisandro Martinez is very open to signing for Arsenal in the summer transfer window. Juventus are considering Arsenal ace Gabriel Magalhaes as a potential replacement for Chelsea target Matthias de Ligt, and Chelsea owner Todd Boehly wants Cristiano Ronaldo as a transfer, but Thomas Tuchel is not sold on the Manchester United superstar. Erik ten Hag plans to call on some of his brightest young staff from Manchester United Academy next season, as Hannibal, Madrid, Zidane, Iqbal, and Alejandro Garnacho are understood to have already impressed him. England ace Kyle Walker was among thousands forced to join airport queue after struggling to hire a private jet. Well, not much. The FA have rejected a £150 million offer from a private equity company to form a rebrand Women's Super League next season. So Jerome, nothing much with Chelsea. Also, need for Manchester City. Nathan Ake has grown stronger amid fears Juventus defender. The lead could choose Bayern Munich over a move to London. All right, with the roundup now, Jerome, waiting go be roundup message with the transfers and all waiting they go on at the paper talks. What we for expecting the next coming days for the transfer? We go see any more transfer coming in or just like that?
Manchester United fan will likely see Eriksen be announced this week as Sadio. And then there's going to be a battle between Arsenal and Manchester United this week for Lisandro Martinez. And then Chelsea will likely sign Raheem Sterling. You know, they will likely agree in fee because Man City just said they look for offload. They need money for go buy Marco Cucurella. They don't want to spend beaucoup money. So now then deal that will likely see this week. For the Frankie de Jong deal, when I expect an inside August, that in August deal landing. Because Barcelona
what about the Anthony deal?
sale.
Because Anthony now one player where United fans that they look forward to foresee, just like how Arsenal fans them they look forward to Martinez.
Yeah, the Anthony deal, it did now right now for now Manchester United the goal now for let them sign their main target here. Because right now Ajax don't put price tag for Anthony now 80 million now it cost. Either will get 80 million for sign or with the next summer because in contract they can't do this now. And I believe the Ajax go on money.
But you get a couple of the players in the Ajax where they force their way out because they want to complain at the Premier League, like Martinez, even Anthony. They don't tell the clubs they want them for talk them contract because they want for go playing at the Premier.
Yeah, if they get all that contract is sign then it will be problem. But as of now, the club is still on a contract with them, so it can wish for stay or not because in price tag and 80 million Maggie, and that 80 million now I used to go buy Frankie de Jong. So even a Martinez in price tag and 50 million, ask 150 million or nothing because the same way when them want sell. All the teams that they go and buy all around that. And they don't say Ajax don't sell 3 of them key players. And they don't want to lose all their key players there. Remember, they go Champions League. They don't want to lose their key players there. I make them put them price in they higher than Diana.
All right, then we'll say bye-bye for today. Thanks for joining us. Every Tuesday we call this show to you. We're going for the B12 midday salon time. But do let the FA investigate that 91 one goal 95-0 goal way up in Kenema and Kono. Not good for football. If you see all the international media, them the news, the BBC, goal.com, Mail Online, every side, you know, the Athletic UK, all the major sports back pages and websites. If you click on you see the news, and it sounds very bad because not for now. Now the 10 go begin for play teams them. So we scored a new goal. Let's say that country they, even their local league that they buy game. This game not pay, they don't pay for it. So it's very unfortunate.
Exactly.
You know, nice. And the people that do that thing, they may not let they're not involved. For me, I feel say everybody therefore investigate and one of them catch them for ban them for life because match fixing. Not good at all. Okay, we go join Una on Sunday for another show. But with this, we say bye-bye.